Them to do squat.
Stan Sweet's weather, and Woody Morgan with sports. This is News Center 6 at 6.
Good evening. Sherry has the night off. The nation's mines are under a hazard alert because of the fatal mine explosion in Norton.
Loretta, Bill Tattersall, the Assistant Secretary for MSHA, released preliminary findings about the explosion. And those findings paint a very dim picture of mine safety. The findings are in, at least some of them, and they are not good. The 8 miners killed in the December 7th explosion may have died as a result of negligence and possible criminal action. At a news conference today in Washington, Bill Tattersall, the Assistant Secretary for the U.S. Department of Labor's Mine Safety and Health Administration, revealed the disturbing discoveries.
State and MSHA investigators have informed me that a significant presence of cigarettes, both smoked and unused, and lighters, have been found on and around the explosion victims.
And as if that news isn't bad enough, there was more.
A methane monitor, which is installed on the mining machine, may have been tampered with and made inoperative. It was found that the sensing device on the methane monitor had been blocked.
Tattersall said his agency does not normally release partial findings from major accidents, but that the discoveries by his investigators were so distressing, he felt the news had to get out. And he told reporters that that is the reason he directed MSHA to issue a hazard alert to the nation's coal miners and coal mine operators to focus anew on anti-smoking rules and methane gas monitoring regulations. Tattersall says while his investigation is not yet complete, he felt the information he'd gathered so far was so significant he had to issue the hazard alert to the nation's mines.
A federal judge has finally laid a bitter coal strike to rest. U.S. District Court Judge Elizabeth Hallinan has dismissed a lawsuit filed by the UMW against New Beckley Mining Corporation. The suit stemmed from a 1989 strike at the company's Glen Daniel mine. Hallinan says the union cannot sue the company for alleged mail fraud, bribery, and attempted murder. The UMW suit was filed in response to a $60 million suit filed by New Beckley in December of 1989. The company alleged a criminal conspiracy between the union and its members to violate federal law. Hallinan dismissed the New Beckley suit last month.
UMW President Richard Trumka took time off from contract negotiations as he heads into his third 5-year term as international president. Trumka, along with UMW Vice President Cecil Roberts and Secretary Treasurer Jerry Jones, were sworn in during inauguration ceremonies in Pittsburgh today. They were all re-elected November 10th. The ceremony comes in the middle of negotiations to replace the contract which expires February 1st. The passage of the Retired Miners Health Care Benefits Act took care of one of the most controversial issues confronting negotiators. However, both sides indicate there are a number of sticky issues yet to be resolved.
West Virginia has a lot to look forward to when President-elect Bill Clinton unpacks his bags in the White House. That, according to a West Virginian working with the transition team. The former state chairman of Clinton's campaign spoke to the Bluefield Rotary Club today. More from Jalita Albright.
Charleston attorney George Karenbauer met President-elect Bill Clinton the first week the two of them were on campus at Georgetown University.
All of us were very impressed by him and knew that he was really of a different, almost a different dimension than the rest of us.
That's easy to say now, though.
No, it was easy then to say. I mean, we knew it just by talking to him. I mean, this was somebody who was not a kid, in a sense, like the rest of us were.
Voters here gave Clinton 74% in the primary and came in fourth as the biggest supporting state in the general election. Karenbauer says West Virginia is going to be on the A list at the White House, particularly because of the warm reception for Senators Jay Rockefeller and Robert Byrd and Governor Gaston Caperton. Karenbauer says the state will see major changes in critical areas, such as education.
And his effort to improve the educational standard of the country and bring them up to a certain level is going to have a disproportionate effect on us because we're behind.
Karen Bauer says as for health care, the state has a sympathetic ear in Clinton and muscle in Rockefeller. In industry, Clinton favors natural gas, but he's shown an interest in clean coal technology. The West Virginia native says the state should be looking for holes to fill in lower levels of the Clinton administration because it's been a long time since the state's foot was this far into the Oval Office. In Bluefield, Jaleel Albright, News Center 6.
A ruling is expected tomorrow in the matter of Virginia's governor removing his state attorney general from representing the state's retirement system. Virginia Attorney General Mary Sue Terry has asked for a temporary restraining order against Governor Wilder's decision. Wilder wants to replace her with an outside lawyer on the case because Terry investigated the state retirement system, which is largely controlled by Wilder appointees. A former Virginia Attorney General testified for Terry today in Richmond, saying the Attorney General's job is to represent the people, not state agencies.
Alderson's police force is without 2 officers tonight, one suspended, the other fired. As News Center 6's Steve Young reports, neither side is offering many details about why it came about.
Last night in a private meeting, Alderson Mayor Tom Housby fired policeman Steve Craig and suspended Officer Jerry Hopkins. Housby handed each a letter, but did not say in either letter why the 2 were disciplined. And he says he doesn't have to explain why.
Our policy is that we do not have to give that officer a reason for his termination within a year. He's a probationary officer, so anytime within the year that I see fit for whatever reasons, what in my judgment, he is terminated within that year, and he has to be given no reason.
Part of Hopkins' 10-day suspension without pay is for not living within the city limits. But the mayor refuses to say what the other reasons are.
He knows in his mind why I have suspended him, and if at a further date, you know, if we go to court and it necessitates the court directs me to put the reasons down in black and white, then I will do so at that time.
Craig and Hopkins' attorney, Paul Detch, declined to comment on camera, but he did say neither of his clients know why the mayor took this action, and they will file a lawsuit because Housby did not follow the proper procedures in firing Craig and suspending Hopkins. Detch will probably file the lawsuit before the end of the week. In Greenbrier County, Steve Young, News Center 6.
And still to come, local police had their hands full today.
They arrest 2 juveniles after a high-speed chase on the turnpike that peaked at nearly 115 miles an hour.
It's McDonald's Holiday Film Festival, now featuring the American epic Dances with Wolves. The original full-length video, unbelievably priced at just $7.99 when you buy any large sandwich. So hurry in and pick up Dances with Wolves. Also available, the family favorite, Babes in Toyland, and the hilarious Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. These films just $5.99 each when you buy any large sandwich. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
I've dealt with a disability most of my life, but that hasn't stopped me from getting an education and working in my profession. I am an educator, and I want to continue to teach. The only way that this is going to happen is if the Muscular Dystrophy Association can find a cure for my disease. MDA research is so vital to me because I want to be around a lot longer. I still have an awful lot to learn.
This Christmas, don't pay high mall and department store prices or settle for lower quality from discount stores. Let the Soundpost save you money with the region's best deals on quality name brand audio and video. Audio systems with compact disc. Sale price from only $3.69. Camcorders from only $5.99. Portable compact disc from only $1.29. And the region's lowest prices on TVs, VCRs, home and car audio. Low prices plus 6 months same as cash. The best for last at the Soundpost. Princeton Shopping Center, Stafford Drive, Princeton.
2 Pennsylvania teenagers driving in a stolen car were nabbed by police today after a high-speed chase on the turnpike. The two juveniles, aged 16 and 17, allegedly stole a car from Collinsville, Pennsylvania, and were chased by police after they ran the toll booths. Police pursued them for about 20 miles, reaching speeds as high as 115 miles per hour. A roadblock was set up near Princeton. The juveniles tried to go around it.
They lost it, and it started rolling endways one time, and then they came back, and it started rolling sideways. They rolled several times that way, completely totaling the car.
Authorities say the two were wearing their seat belts and were treated for minor injuries. They're being held at the Southern Regional Detention Center tonight and will be handed over to Pennsylvania authorities.
Fayette County Police had their own high-speed chase last night. Authorities say it started after a man drove off from a convenience store near Ansted on Route 60 without paying for gas. Police chased the car for 3 miles before it ran head-on into another car. 5 people were injured and are in stable condition tonight. The driver, Alan Wayne King, is free tonight on $10,000 bond.
The Sears Big Book may be getting smaller as Sears may be downsizing its business. Today, Chicago Tribune says Sears plans to shrink its mail-order catalog and close up to 100 of its smaller stores, laying off about 5,000 employees. The move is hoped to make up for an $800 million third-quarter loss. The manager of Mercer Mall Sears says he hasn't heard anything official, but he doesn't expect his store to close.
The store has done very well over the years, and it's due to the fact that we've had very good support from the community, and we've had a very dedicated and hardworking workforce.
The Tribune says Sears blames the loss on a costly auto repair scandal and huge insurance claims for hurricane damage. Official word from Sears is expected sometime next month.
The Fayette County Board of Education wants to close 4 of its schools under the proposal by Fayette County administrators. Gatewood Elementary and Fayetteville Consolidated students would go to Fayetteville Elementary or one of 2 Oak Hill schools. Kimberly Elementary would be bused to Valley, and Beards Fork students will have an option of either going to Valley or Page Elementary. Assistant Superintendent Ray Carson says the consolidations will take effect August of next year. The school board will have public hearings for each school closing starting February 2nd for Beards Fork Elementary.
Well, if you were hoping for Christmas Day some snow, you may be in luck.
Don't hold your breath, though.
Where do we go?
Stan,
Here we are.
We know where Stan is. What's the latest, Stan?
Well, we have some good news and some bad news about the possibilities of White Christmas, which I'll explain in just a moment.
Freedom is GMC.
Your hometown GMC truck dealers invite you to save big bucks now and ring in your new year in a new truck. 93 Sonoma's loaded super value price with factory savings of almost $2,800 before dealer discounts. Tremendous savings on all full-size Sierras. Get factory cash back on all Jimmy, Safaris, and full-size vans. It's a year in Freedom Machine sales event now at your hometown GMC truck dealers.
Freedom is GMC.
On the next Whoopi, country music sensation Clint Black.
It's all about, yeah, she came, she left, and now she's getting married tomorrow, and I'm over here with my dog.
And what do you get when you play that backwards?
What?
Backmasking on a country record, you get your, first you get your house back, and then your truck, and then your girl.
Are you still a daydreamer?
Absolutely.
It's the Whoopi Goldberg Show.
Tomorrow at 12.
They have problems like all women.
I have a son to raise, and I get no child support.
They are independent, and they work hard.
I don't want to rely on anybody else.
And they make their living taking off their clothes.
If you can get nude in front of a room full of people, you can do anything.
They are housewives by day and strippers by night.
My job is not a disrespectful job.
Next, Sally.
Sally Jesse Raphael, tomorrow at 9.
Today's financial summary is brought to you by Investment Planning Consultants Incorporated and Robert Thomas Securities.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Every year at this time, we count our blessings at Walmart.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We're thankful we get to live in a country where freedom has no bounds.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
But most especially, we're thankful for the people who make our jobs possible.
And a Happy New Year.
To all our vendor partners who bring us our great products, and to all our wonderful customers who buy them, may this be the merriest Christmas of all.
And we have a note to pass along for you. If you live in Bluefield, garbage pickup this Friday will not be picked up until Monday, December 28th. Quit laughing over there. And Friday, this December 31st, trash will also not be picked up until the following Monday. I know you guys are laughing, but this is important stuff because you
really
put your
wanted to
garbage
get this
out
on.
there.
I mean, this
but this is probably the same case for a lot of towns and cities around the area.
Probably so, because these guys need little vacations.
They ought to check their own areas, yeah.
Right, exactly. Call your city hall or whatever.
That's right.
So, call the weatherman, and what does he say? No snow for Christmas?
I say it's the last of the nice days for a while.
That means
not committee
maybe some winter weather.
Winter weather is around the corner, folks, and I'll get into that in just a moment without giving it all away. Let's check our, well, what are we going to check, folks? Are we ready? Are we going to check? Oh, yes. We do have a picture up there, and we'll take a look at that, and that's actually, oh, can you put it back up there again? Let's see that picture again. Come on.
Don't put it back up there.
Put that picture back up here. We won't talk about it. Yeah, can we run the weather tape again? No, they say no. We had it up there for a minute. What did they do, burn it? All right, anyhow, it belonged to Rex and Linda Lane at Sand Lake Drive out near Bluewell. All those pretty Christmas lights there. And we'll show them again tonight at 11 o'clock. Well, by golly, we'll turn it on and leave it on. Okay, we got a computer problem. The temperature, 47 degrees at the Mercer County Airport. The relative humidity is down there, 52%. The barometer, 30.11 and steady. South winds, 9 miles an hour. That's what keeps these temperatures up. So a trace of precipitation, no big deal there. 55, 42, the high-low temperature extremes today. 55 degrees, can you imagine? How many days till Christmas? Probably about 2.5 till Christmas morn when people actually get up there. Oh, here come the temperatures now. 50 degrees, that's in Charleston and in Beckley and in Richlands. Where else? And in Lewisburg. All right, 51 in Oak Hill and in Princeton, 47 in Bluefield, and also in Alderson, 49 in Wytheville, 53 in Welch. Boy, we're getting them all here, aren't we? All right, 40 degrees, that's the coldest temperature, that's in western Greenbrier County, and 55 degrees, Double Nichols, that's in Roanoke right now, the warmest. Drinking and driving don't mix, I guess you already know that. Good place for your keys. If you've been drinking, drop them right in the glass there. That'd be better there than in the car. The bigger you are and the smarter you are, the quicker you let somebody else drive who's sober. All right, let's dissolve that thing out of the way. Show you, we have a high-pressure system sitting just east of us over the Delmarva Peninsula, moving up warm air from the south. And this map is about an hour old. Some of these clouds have come in here since then, just a few thin ones, but we're called it partly cloudy. Cold front cutting down from the western Great Lakes, going on southwest down to northern Mexico. That's moving our way. The big cold stuff is up at the top here, and let me show you what. There, along that line across the top there, that's the cold air coming down from the Arctic. Snow from the Great Lakes, the western Great Lakes, all over into the northern Rockies. Rain has sneaked up as far as southwestern Virginia along us, but the batch down here belongs to a warm front, cold front situation down south of us. Let's talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, one of the fronts will have gone through by tomorrow evening, see, and it will bring some rain in front of it, behind it, and so forth. And then at nighttime, this cold front here with the cold air is going to be sweeping through around midnight or so, and it's going to be bringing some pretty icy stuff. You can see the cold snow all around behind. Looks like a big bag. It'll be cutting down just to the west of us, right along Cincinnati or something, and about 6 o'clock in the evening. So by midnight, we figure this thing's going to be moving pretty fast, too, because the following day, which is, well, actually, this is Christmas Eve here, the cold front will be all the way out into the ocean. Circulation around a low-pressure storm system sitting up here in southeastern Canada will be circulating a lot of moisture down across the Great Lakes to us. So there's a possibility of some snow showers during the day there on Thursday and on up into the evening. So that's a possibility there. And then we got another one coming up here from the northwest that'll come in later on, but we won't talk about that right now. We just want to know about what's going to do around Christmas time, right? All right, tonight, increasing clouds, we'll call it. Rain coming in after midnight with a low expected somewhere around 42 degrees and southwest winds. And then let's talk about tomorrow. Boom, morning rain and a chance of light rain or drizzle in the afternoon with a high somewhere around 48 degrees again, because the west winds will be influenced by the south, and they're coming in around 10 miles an hour. All right, let's talk about tomorrow night. Scattered rain. That's during the evening and the nighttime, and then around midnight or so, why, it should turn into snow showers. And the low down near 18 degrees. Can you imagine? It's going to get cold. Oh, yeah, bam, it's going to drop like a rock. Then Thursday, that's Christmas Eve day, variable cloudiness, we'll call it, with a 30% chance of snow showers, like I told you before, and bitter cold. Look at the temperature, 22. Is that all we're going to get that day? Overnight low 15. Gee, all right, here's Christmas Day, just partly cloudy, still cold, 25 and 15 for the high-low, and then Saturday partly cloudy, coming back a chance of flurries again, 25, 15 again, so cold air. The bad news, no snow on Christmas Day, but the good news is as cold as it'll be, if we get any snow, it should lie around about shallow and crisp and even, not melting away for Christmas. That's the nice thing. And I'll dress in red tomorrow for it.
We expected it.
Be Christmassy.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing, though, that it's going to turn like that, because right now, today, it feels like spring out there. It's so strange.
Oh, it is beautiful out
there
today.
Really
well, today I was out in shirt sleeves.
Yeah.
Down at Animal. It was, I mean, it was cool. But it wasn't cold.
Yeah, strange.
Because it's going to change.
Oh,
That's weather. That's weather for you. Thanks, Dan.
Coming up next in sports, the Virginia Tech Hokies heated up at the Castle tonight.
And it's tournament time in the Mountain State, right, Woody?
Loretta, tournament time swings into high gear. We'll have sports coming up next. Stay with us.
Congratulations to the Richlands Blue Tornadoes football team and their outstanding season on the gridiron. The people of the two Virginias are proud of these fine young men. The Blue Tornadoes have shown that hard work and determination does pay off. The following businesses salute you. Simmons Rand employees congratulate the Blue Tornadoes on their state championship. Jewel Smokeless Coal Company, in search of excellence. We support the Blue Tornadoes.
Making dreams come true. That's what we're all about. We've been all across the country and seen screams of delight, moments of disbelief,
This is not for real, right?
and tears of joy. These winning moments are special for them, special for us too. We're the Publishers Clearinghouse Prize Patrol, and we're looking forward to meeting you soon.
Vicky, Queen of the Wild. Able to soothe the savage beast. From personal pets.
How did Dreyfus get this job?
To incredible creatures.
I never asked if you like bugs.
I love them.
It's a zoo out there. On the next Vicky.
Oh, God, I need a beer.
Tomorrow at 10.
This is Pete. These are Pete's toys. Pete is sad if his toys don't work, so I give Pete batteries. But I save one for the smoke detector. It protects Pete's life. Install a smoke detector and keep it working, for Pete's sake.
A simple comparison between a V6 Ford Taurus lease and a 4-cylinder Honda Accord lease. Lease a new Taurus with automatic transmission for $248 a month for 24 months. Honda will lease you a manual transmission Accord for slightly less, but check the asterisk and you'll see you're stuck with it for 60 months. So in 5 years, you could be driving your third new Taurus, or you could be driving an old Honda. What a difference an asterisk makes. The Taurus $248 a month 2-year lease. See your best quality Ford dealer today.
I guess we have to assume at this point that the Nobel Committee is going to call Mike Compton.
You know, that's
the only people that haven't.
I was going to say that's the only award he probably hasn't won so far, but he is in line for several more. You know, folks, the continuing saga of All-American Mike Compton added a new chapter today. The NCAA News reports the West Virginia Center is one of 12 finalists for the NCAA Today's top 6 awards. Compton, a consensus All-American, was nominated in the Overland Park, Kansas-based publication's December 16th issue. Compton, a 3-year starter for the Mountaineers, was a member of the All-Big East Conference team and, of course, the All-East squad. He was a finalist for the Lombardi Award. He's also on the Dean's List, earning a degree in professional physical education and health, and it looks like now he's got a couple of more awards coming his way. Well, Marshall University President J. Wade Gilley says the financial reports of the Huntington Sports Committee will be made public. Last week, the athletic director, Lee Moon, refused to disclose how much money the group guaranteed the NCAA and how any profit would be spent. Gilley says full disclosure would be made when the finances are cleared with the NCAA. The committee has said it was independent from the university, but the Charleston Gazette reported today that the group's records list Moon and 2 of his assistants as corporate officials. Well, tonight in Athens, the Trojans and the Matoka Indians square off in the Athens Holiday Tournament, but it's not the only tournament in town. Mark Brown runs down the Holiday Bill of Fare.
The Athens Holiday Tournament concludes its two-day run tonight in Athens. In last night's semifinals, Matoka handed new coach Tracy Lusk his second victory of the season with a win over Spanishburg. The Indians and Wildcats were tied at 30 at the half, but Matoka pulled away in the second half for a 73-66 win. In Game 2, the host Trojans met Oakville. This one, all Athens. Garrett Blevins leading the way as the Trojans beat the Owls 87-57. That sets up tonight's schedule. Spanishburg plays Oakville in the consolation game at 7. In the final, Athens beats Matoka. That game to start at about 8:30. Elsewhere tonight, the Dick Cano Memorial Tournament tips off at Greenbrier East. East meets Hinton in one game. The other game matches Pocahontas County and Covington, Virginia. At the Independence Tournament tonight, Pineville faces Shady Spring in one game. Game 2 pits the host team against Baileysville. Other games tonight, Liberty against Dayton Belmont in the Herald Dispatch Tournament in Huntington. Oak Hill travels to George Washington. Union at Meadow Bridge, and Mount View meets Oceana. We'll have highlights of several games and all the scores tonight at 11. Mark Brown, News Center 6 Sports.
Well, folks, the last time the Virginia Tech Hokies were on the hard court, they wound up losing to 5th-ranked North Carolina. Tonight, the Hokies will try to put the 78-62 loss behind them and concentrate on beating UNC Asheville and pick up only their second win of the season against the lone Tar Heel loss. Tip-off in Castle Coliseum is set for 7:30. We'll have highlights for you tonight at 11. Now, the Marshall Thundering Herd wound up on the short end of the free throw line last night at Wyoming. Wyoming was 39 of 55 from the line, while Marshall was 11 of 16. The Herd lost that ball game 101-89. 55, I will repeat, free throws to 16, and don't tell me there wasn't some home cooking in Wyoming last night, home on the range.
It reminds me of the way, I mean, you know, the 55 trips to the free throw line. It reminds me of playing basketball against you.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like our
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No autopsy, no foul. Right?
That's right.
Thanks, Woody. Still to come, some McDowell County students and their parents say they got an early Christmas gift.
But not all were winners after last night's consolidation vote. The story coming up next.
There's nothing like the bond between a man and his truck. And right now, taking the plunge is easier than ever. It's a sure thing. For a limited time, Chevrolet's made it possible for dealers to get you an S10 pickup, equipped with the extras you're looking for, but without the extra cost. Yes, there's nothing as perfectly matched as a man and a truck. Unless, of course, it's a woman in a truck.
Nobody wants your business more than your United Chevy dealers. Nobody.
Mayo, sugar, coffee.
Hey, Ian, did you see this? Great taste guarantee. If we don't like the taste of JFG coffee, they'll give us our money back.
Bill, we've always bought JFG because it tastes great. Thanks, honey.
JFG's a great value, too. And with this great taste guarantee, we can't lose. What does JFG stand for, anyway?
You're gonna love the great taste of JFG. We guarantee it.
We've been hearing a lot of comments from you, our viewers, about America's most controversial talk show host coming to television. But some of you have told us you just can't stay up so late to watch him.
And what's the solution?
Next week, and for 1 week only, WVVA television gives new meaning to the afternoon rush. Catch Rush Limbaugh, the television show, next week at a special time, 5:30 p.m. Experience talent on loan from God with Rush Limbaugh in the afternoon next week on WVVA.
In the 1960s, those wearing them were jailed in Egypt and Greece.
Let me see. Tattoos, sunglasses, right on the tip of my tongue. Oh my, no. Stocking. I don't know what you call those things. What is a miniskirt?
What is a miniskirt? You're right.
Far out.
Jeopardy! It's as much fun as you think.
Jeopardy tonight at 7:30.
I got it.
Folks in Anawalt are counting their Christmas blessings early.
They had feared the consolidation Grinch was going to shut down their school, but as it turned out, their school didn't get Scrooged after all. These Anawalt elementary kids headed home for the Christmas holidays knowing their school was going to stay open despite being considered by the school board as a candidate for consolidation.
It's probably couldn't be a better Christmas present come to Anawalt than to leave this, you know, the board decided to leave this school open.
This may very well be a once-in-a-lifetime experience to see a whole community rally together for a cause like this, and then to see those efforts pay off by the board voting in our favor.
But while the news is good for Anawalt and Jolo Elementary, 4 other schools were hit with a closing announcement. Keystone, Hemphill, Bradshaw, and Newhall Elementary schools were notified that their doors will be closed.
I tell you, it's really amazing that those schools are staying open because so few manage to do that in this day of consolidation.
Yeah, they really do, and there's been such a great push to get it done, to push them all together. That's our report for this hour. Thanks for joining us. For Woody and Stan, I'm Kevin McGraw.
And I'm Loretta Budd. We'll see you at 11.
Bill Clinton names his foreign policy and national security teams, while his other major concern, the economy.
The Social Services Department held the annual holiday celebration so that the kids could get some lunch, get presents, and, most importantly, get a chance to chat with.
First thing he said after the election was it would be really nice if we could go to this parade. And he got permission to check on the possibilities. So I didn't hear anything for a couple of weeks. And then he came and said they want us to send a public relations package. So that package was put together and we sent it in. And the next day, I got a call from the Democratic Parade Committee that we have been selected to play for the state of Ohio.
And that's our report for this hour. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Big cutbacks at IBM just in time for the holidays as Bill Clinton's economic conference wraps up in Little Rock. In Somalia, the Marines on the road to Baidoa at last.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw, reporting tonight from NBC News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. After 2 days of leading a wide-ranging discussion on the problems and the prospects of the American economy, President-elect Bill Clinton tonight has no easy choices, and he wants the rest of the country to be aware of that. The challenges ahead were made all the more clear today by a big piece of bad news from IBM, cutting 25,000 jobs. NBC's Andrea Mitchell begins our coverage from Little Rock tonight. Andrea?
Tom, candidate Clinton told America he knew how to cure the
better about the coming holiday season.
Tom, they are here at FAO Schwartz. This place is evidence of the Christmas present that the country is getting from consumers. They're out there spending. In Deerfield, Illinois, Sandra Berry is buying furniture and carpeting.
What I'm finding is that there are a lot of good sales out there because of the economy. If you do have a few dollars, they will go further.
Other people are buying Christmas presents. The typical American family last year spent about $400 on holiday gifts. Analysts expect retail sales this season to be up 8%, another $30 or so per family. That would give the economy a boost. People are buying because they feel better about the future. The Consumer Confidence Survey announced today showed an impressive 11-point gain for November, a month with fewer layoffs and an end to candidates bad-mouthing the economy. A survey last week showed a 10-point gain. That affects a lot of things, not just Christmas shopping. In Silver Spring, Maryland, Joseph Holliday bought a new car today.
For one thing, I need one, and right now it's a buyer's market. You can pretty much get any deal you want.
In Albany, Georgia, Freddie Wellborn and his wife Wendy decided to build their dream house.
We've been wanting to build for quite some time, and we just want to get the house built while the interest rates are at, we feel like, maybe their lowest point.
Parts of the country are lagging, the Northeast and the West Coast, where jobs are tougher to find. And even in states where holiday shopping is heavy, there's a danger that the economy could fall back into the doldrums.
In a way, this is a mind game. If people think the economy is going to get better, they go out and spend, and it does get better. Tom?
But, Mike, we have seen these surges before. Why do we think this one may be any different?
Well, you're right, Tom. We've seen them twice before, once after the Gulf War and then again last summer, and both times the economy fell back into a trough. There is no assurance that it's going to get better this time, but the hope is that people are beginning to spend now, that they will keep on doing that spending, and that maybe this time it really will happen and the economy will have a sustained recovery.
Thank you, Michael. Those numbers and others, of course, will get a thorough airing at an economic summit that Bill Clinton's team announced today, December 14th and 15th in Little Rock. What Clinton is finding, it's one thing to campaign on the economy, it's another to fix it. NBC's Andrea Mitchell is in Little Rock tonight. Andrea?
Tom, Bill Clinton is hoping that the economic meeting will help him shape his economic program and start selling it to the public even before he takes it to Congress. In advance of the conference, Clinton and Al Gore are beginning to zero in on economic decisions and cabinet choices. After today's jog, Clinton interviewed a prospective Treasury Secretary, Senator Lloyd Bentsen of Texas. As Senate Finance Chairman, Bentsen would be acceptable to Wall Street, and unlike some other contenders, knows Clinton well, could be counted on to be a team player. Clinton would like to have his economic team in place before his mid-December economic meeting.
It is going to involve both an assessment of where we are as a country and input, of course, from a wide diversity of folk.
Elected officials need not apply. None will be invited. Clinton campaigned on a promise to spend $20 billion on public works and other investments.
Every dollar in new jobs for America, in environmental technologies, in new transportation, in new communication technologies.
George Bush and Congress already approved new highway spending. And many transportation officials feel not much more can be spent quickly or usefully. And if the economy keeps picking up steam, more spending would only cause inflation. Still, the Clinton people say they are committed to economic stimulus.
We still have a lot of long-term structural problems in the economy that we have to address. I don't think that, even though we're very heartened by the consumer confidence numbers today, and we think that, you know, it's good to see after the election, we still need a significant economic package.
But on Capitol Hill, powerful committees are waiting to turn economic stimulus into old-fashioned pork, expensive waterways, and unnecessary public works projects.
That's an enormous problem for the new president-elect. I think Congress is going to want to try to steer all that money to its own uses and to special districts.
Clinton thinks he can avoid pork by picking projects recommended by state and local governments. Try telling that to the appropriations chairmen who are used to having their way on Capitol Hill. Tom?
Andrea, are you hearing much discussion down there about the deficit? What's going to be done about that?
That is the $300 billion question, Tom. They know they have to do something about the deficit. They promised it in the campaign, and they also have to reassure Wall Street. But so far, they have yet to come up with a credible deficit reduction program. Tom?
Thank you, Andrea. When Nightly News continues in a moment, a big mouth lands in big trouble for his radio performances. And America Close Up tonight, heart bypass surgery from miraculous to commonplace. Robert Bazell on 25 years of progress.
Hot coffee and steak in front of strangers at 30,000 feet? Not till I switched. Now I fix it and forget it.
That's good. When people are watching you this closely, you just can't be worried about your dentures. That's why I Fix-It-Ent and forget it.
Fix-It-Ent holds stronger than any other adhesive. It even stands up to the hottest liquids.
Taste it, Grandpa.
He never would have tried this with his old adhesive.
For the strongest hold you can get, Fix-It-Ent and forget it.
Shoot some slices, shoot some shreds, shoot some salad. Salad, salad, salad shooter.
Presto Salad Shooter Slicer Shredder. Point and shoot right where you want. Clean up easy, dishwasher safe, store anywhere.
Salad shooter.
Original and professional salad shooter.
An hour into the job, the cough and burning fever kicked in. Kevin Ross has the flu, and that calls for serious medicine. Theraflu. Strong, hot liquid relief to ease flu symptoms fast. Theraflu. Your flu misery stops here.
Howard Stern is a self-promoting and vulgar radio personality who's very popular in several cities, even though the FCC has been cracking down on him. Today, however, he was relishing the notoriety. More from NBC's John Gibson.
Howard Stern was in Los Angeles today celebrating his ratings as king of radio shock jocks. His fans crowded Hollywood Boulevard and forced police to clear the streets for traffic.
Howard, you're a jerk. We're gonna put you out of work.
There was also a protest against Stern by Filipino Americans. A Filipino group has filed a $65 million lawsuit over Stern's remark on the air that Filipinos sell their daughters into prostitution.
It's something that must not be allowed to go without protest.
I've been told that you're not a racist, that you're a satirist.
That's true. In a news conference, Stern took on the challenge.
Excuse me, honey, this is the United States of America. We've got freedoms here you can't even imagine.
Howard Stern has made a specialty of the outrageous.
You got to pull up your pants, you know.
Okay, and I've got a thong on. You'll like that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
His radio program is carried in several major markets, including New York, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. Here in Los Angeles, he recently won the morning ratings battle.
Like, what kind of sex could you have?
On a complaint filed by this man, Al Westcott of Las Vegas, the Federal Communications Commission fined a Los Angeles radio station that carries Stern's program a record $105,000.
I understand, parents that say it's my job to monitor and regulate what my children hear. But again, part of the issue that I think we're missing is the fact that these are public airways that are accessible to anyone literally who has a $10 FM radio.
Now the FCC is investigating 3 other stations on the same indecency charges.
I think the people ought to control the airwaves. Put the people up on the microphone there and let the people say who should control the airwaves.
Stern's raunchy style is testing the limits, both of the FCC and America. John Gibson, NBC News, Los Angeles.
One courtroom drama getting a lot of radio talk time these days is being played out in Portland, Oregon. Accused of attempted murder is a 28-year-old ex-convict. The alleged murder weapon, the HIV virus. NBC's Diana Caricchio tonight.
Prosecutors say Alberto Gonzalez